but they were like, this has got to be Iowa State's year, right? I think it was last year. I think that you can actually argue they kind of missed their window, right? Now, I'm not saying they can't win the Big 12 or they can't go to the playoff at Iowa State, who is our number 6?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't group them with the top 5. I
Agreed.
think last year was their real shot to do it. I mean, they have a shot this year, but I think last year was a better shot to do it for the Cyclones.
When it came out for me, like, I didn't really have difficulty until I got to number 6. Like, honestly, like my top 5 was pretty simple to me. I didn't have to put a whole ton of thought into it. It was Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State. And then Georgia, I feel like, is the best of that your playoff favorites. And then I did kind of start, like, I have Iowa State at 6. And I did kind of like, that was where, for me, I think the whole exercise became an actual exercise. That's where it's like difficult, because I feel like those 5 teams I listed are obviously probably the top 5 teams. It's just after that, like, it's not all that dissimilar to what we saw last year, where it's that whole 6 to 10 range really isn't that big of a difference between those teams and then like the 11 to 15. So when we go by tiers, it's all kind of jumbled to me. And I put Iowa State there simply because of the amount of players that they have back, the amount of experience that they have back. But I do wonder if their ceiling truly is number 6. Like, I feel like Iowa State is a solid team to be in the top 10, and it's definitely going to be a team in the top 15 to top 20 range. But I wouldn't be shocked at all if this is a team that ends up losing 2-3 games. It gets, booted out of that area pretty quickly. So I had them ahead of North Carolina, who I had at 7 in my spot, or 9th in my spot, finished 7th in the poll. I had Oregon at 7. I had Wisconsin at 8. But like, those teams, to me, were all very similar. And I think I look at Iowa State kind of just like as a Big 12 Wisconsin, where it could go 10, 11-1, or it could go 9-3, 8-4.
But Tom, you just said, is their ceiling really number 6? I think the answer to that is easily yes. My question is, like, how certain are we that they're going to be a top 10 team? Like, to your point, I almost, the way you phrased that was just kind of interesting in my head there. What is Iowa State's floor?
Oh, I can tell.
Top 20 team?
Top 20.
Yeah, no, maybe even, top 20, 25. Maybe you could say top 30 if we're going to look at this like outside of the poll world and in a little bit more of a full power ratings world. I think the floor is probably 7-5, 8-4. And they are going to they're going to win like 5 games because they're just like more experienced, a little bit better, a little bit crisper, just out executing. But they could also lose against a team that's worse than them because of some really gifted players. Like, I don't think that, I had Iowa State at 9. I respect everything. They are, like, in the college basketball sense, they're the team with all the veterans back, right? It's like, oh yeah, you could go on a deep run, but if you wind up in the Final Four against, these 2 lottery picks that are both playing over here, you might be toast. And that's what sort of ultimately keeps me from bumping them up, because we don't view Brock Purdy as a truly elite quarterback at the college level when ranked among his peers. And so you're relying on really good defense and a strong running game, and Charlie Kohler, good tight ends. Like, it's a very almost Notre Dame-ish type look at it. And if so, then you got to apply like the Notre Dame kind of model, where you can be awesome and you can win a whole bunch of games, most of the games. But when we are judging you against the rest of the country, there's going to be a cap on where we're going to put you.